James Frank has been working at Hascombe and Valiant stud for nearly 8 years. He came to England from Zimbabwe and recently won Employee of the Year at the Godolphin Stud and Stable Staff Awards. TDN went out to Hascombe and Valiant to speak to James about his journey in the industry and on winning such an accolade.
My father was a groom, so we actually grew up on his. It was not more of a stud farm, but it was a racing farm where the lady that owns it was a trainer, and so my father was a groom there, and we grew up in those farms. When I finished school, I ended up working I started as a work rider, and on one of the farms I was living in, and then I moved on to another trainer in Zimbabwe, and then I took a break off horses. Really, I just thought maybe that's not for me. After a couple of years of working in there, I spent 7 months, and I realized no, I need to go back to racing. So I started looking for a new job, which I was given by a trainer called Ronnie Shin. And then whilst I was working for him, an advertisement was put in the racing card to say, anyone wants to come to England to do some work in the racing industry. And I took up that opportunity, and here I am. The first time I actually hold a yearling FO, I was amazed. I thought, God, the difference you get from being in the racing bit, working with the bigger horses, and you get to the young horses, it's a big transformation. And I soon realized that I was more safe on the ground. So I embraced the stud life straight away. To have one champion is a good thing, but to have almost 3 champions is amazing, and especially when you follow the career of them. I never really followed much of racing before Golden Horn started racing. I remember I never watched his first race. I heard he won nicely and people were talking about it, but it was when he went to run in the fielding stakes. I thought, God, that's a good horse. And from there, I actually started watching every single race of him. And then as you build into that, I started following almost every horse that we have looked after, if I can find it. It fills me with joy and excitement when I see all these good horses running and performing well. We hope that when she comes back, probably the end of this season, if she does, it will be nice, because normally she will come to my side. So she'll be under my care that time too, which is very nice. Talking of Golden Horn, we have got a couple of good Golden Horns. Over the past year, I've been nominated over the last few years, and I've failed in the last 10, and you always think, oh, probably next day, probably if it would be my year. And thanks so much to Mr. and Mrs. Oppenheimer for keeping on nominating me year after year, even though I failed. When I got told I was in the last 3, when Fiona rang me to say, James, good news, if you're in the last 3, I actually stopped, I was driving, and I was like, nah, I can't believe you. She says, yeah, sure, you are definitely. And just being in the last 3 was good enough for me. But to go on that evening, the whole day, we went to London on Monday, and we had all our interviews and, preparing for the evening, and the evening itself started very good, and just winning it. It sounded like it wasn't the normal night that I was living in, because everything was surreal. You start thinking, is that me? Did I win this? But yeah, no, it was a very fantastic evening. I was very happy with it.